his opening
All right.
remarks, and
What
after
is
that,
happening again?
Senator Cornyn is going to take the chair, and Senator Cornyn and Chairman Schmidt are going to lead the rest of the hearing. Proceed, Senator Durbin.
Thank you, Chairman Grassley. This committee has oversight responsibility over the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Department of Homeland Security. We have a
They are actually saying this as if Trump and his cabinet picks, they care about this oversight community. They don't give a rat ass. They come in there and they say whatever they want to say. They don't give a shit because they know that the person who picked them told them that you only listen to me and to me alone. You do not listen to anybody else unless if I say something different, you are going to stick to obeying me. It's all about obeying me. It's not about following the laws. It doesn't matter which court in the land, the Supreme Court, courts in different states, it doesn't matter. All they need to do is to just do what Donald Trump says.
To hold these agencies accountable with public hearings. By this date in my first year as chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, we had already held two major
Okay, these public hearings, we have watched so many of them. These people come there and they just say whatever they want to say. And they make these guys look like fools because you're asking somebody a question that it has to be a yes or a no answer. And what they do is they start saying, unlike the previous government, this one is doing this. They're saying, we are asking you to say yes or no to this question. But they will do what? They will beat around the bush. They will talk about apples, oranges, but they will never talk about watermelon. And the question was asked about the watermelon. They don't
oversight
care.
hearings
They don't
with
care.
Biden administration agency heads, including one with the FBI Director Wray on domestic terrorism threats. So far this year, the Republican majority on this committee has not held a single oversight hearing, despite numerous critical challenges facing the nation that are under our jurisdiction. In the last week alone, several events have demanded this committee's immediate attention. The horrific assassination in Minnesota, the treatment of our colleague Senator Padilla by federal agents in Los Angeles, and President Trump's unprecedented deployment of the U.S. military in Los Angeles. We should hear without delay from Attorney General Bondi and FBI Director Patel about what they are doing to address the unacceptable political violence in our country, including threats to Article III judges and justices, as well as members of Congress. And we need to hear from the Homeland Security Secretary Noem about the treatment of our colleague, Senator Padilla, and this administration's mass deportation campaign against immigrants. But instead of exercising this constitutional oversight duty, my Republican colleagues are holding this hearing. Apparently, armchair diagnosing former President Biden is more important than the issues of grave concern which I have mentioned. To take a few examples of the issues this committee should be addressing, the Trump administration has removed dozens of senior career prosecutors and FBI officials with decades of national security expertise, leaving our nation more.
As somebody who watches what is happening in the United States all the time, as somebody who I love watching these guys, especially the so-called lawmakers. You guys are holding a hearing for somebody who used to be a president. You guys are holding a hearing to find out if he was diagnosed with the cancer he's been diagnosed with when he was in power. Instead of finding out why current lawmakers are being put in handcuffs, for you guys, that's why, in a way, I kind of love these Republican lawmakers, because they know that I don't give a shit what the other side thinks of me, of us. We are just going to do what our president wants, not what the country wants, but what our president wants. So it doesn't matter what
vulnerable
the...
to terrorism
Anyway,
and other
listen.
national security threats. This should be explained to this committee. The Justice Department has diverted hundreds of law enforcement agents away from combating cartels, drug trafficking, and gun violence to participate in President Trump's mass deportation campaign. This should be addressed in an open hearing of this committee. The Justice Department is also turning a blind eye to corruption. The administration has gutted the Department of Justice's public integrity session, which oversees political corruption, just as the president's shameful crypto scheme unfolds. And the administration has removed Department of Justice career ethics officials and shut down the office charged with investigating misconduct by DOJ.
Imagine if that was Biden having this crypto scheme. Imagine if that was Biden and his children trying to sell the American public new mobile phones. Just imagine. I don't know why the the Democrats are so bent on being the party of common sense. Because for the Republican, they have no common sense. They are there to knock you out if you're standing on their way. They are there to knock you out.
The attorneys. With these internal checks gone and this committee asleep at the wheel, it's no surprise that Attorney General Bondi signed off on President Trump to accept Qatar's gift of a $400 million luxury.
The same Qatar that Donald Trump said they were sponsoring terrorism. The same Qatar. How do you live from saying Qatar is sponsoring terrorism to accepting a $400 million gift from the same people that you claim were sponsoring terrorism and you were going to stop them? Can somebody even try to explain this to a blind and a deaf person? Can you please try and explain this? Make this make sense, because it doesn't really make sense. Apart from that, we are going to conclude that this is a sell-off. He is selling the United States of America to the highest
airliner, despite the fact that the Attorney General was previously a registered foreign agent for the Qatari government. We are still waiting for her official finding on this gift transfer. And it's no surprise that Department of Justice official Amo
All right, I'm going to pause this because I got some people coming
Oregon, with New York Mayor Eric Adams dropping public corruption charges in exchange for the mayor's cooperation with Trump agenda mass deportations. When it comes to these historic, compelling issues, the GOP majority tells America to move along. Nothing to see here. Let's revisit this administration of a previous president in this hearing. Let's revisit a 20-year-old precedent on the use of an auto pen. And I know my Republican colleagues are eager to discuss President Biden's pardons. But why are they ignoring the actual pardon crisis that's taking place right now? President Trump's pay-to-play scheme. Last month, President Trump pardoned Paul Walzak, who pleaded guilty in 2024 to withholding over $7 million of taxes from his employees' paychecks and failing to pay them to the Internal Revenue Service. What warranted Mr. Walzak's swift pardon by President Trump? His pardon application explicitly cited millions of dollars his mother raised for President Trump's campaigns and other efforts to support the president. But that was not enough. It was 3 weeks after Mr. Walzak's mother attended a $1 million a person Trump fundraiser in April of this year that Mr. Walzak was miraculously receiving his pardon. And now he no longer must pay $4.4 million to the taxpayers of this country. That's one example of the many pardons granted to President Trump's wealthy donors and political. Of course, these pay-to-play pardons are in addition to more than 1,500 January 6 rioters who received blanket pardon from President.
You know, to be honest, to for these people to say to support Donald Trump pardoning those guys who assaulted police officers and like completely ransack the seat of their democracy. This. I don't think that alone changes America. That alone. What if these people went to the White House? Would Trump have pardoned them too? What if that alone, Trump would have been like, you know what? You guys went there, but you guys commit. But the thing is, there was nothing Trump could say because he sent them, he asked them to go there. And they went there because they know that if Trump ever wins, he was going to pardon them. And now those same people, because when you receive a pardon, that means you're guilty. Those same people are trying to sue the government for 100 million. You know what, America, you guys are more than us now. We don't know what to say.
Including 169 who violently assaulted law enforcement officials. And we're going to make a question of cognitive ability. I think we should consider what happened in Alberta, Canada, just this week, where President Trump was at a press conference with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and said the following: "You all know the great PM of the UK, and we just signed a document." President Trump continued, "We just signed it, so we have our trade agreement with the EU. Britain has not been a party to the EU for 5 years, but President Trump made a statement which clearly was wrong." Now I'd like you to see a short video that includes some other examples of cognitive ability.
Okay, let's see.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know that windmills are driving the whales crazy, obviously. I have concepts of a plan. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the... I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it on the magnets. That's the end of the magnet. The kidney has a very special place in the heart. And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out.
No. We need to go back to that one. What did he just say?
Special place in the heart. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute.
Kidney has a very special
And
place
is there a
in
way
the
we can do
heart.
something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? This is a tough hurricane. One of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water. When you ran out
And the
the
standpoint of
healthy
water.
arms, you ran out of really healthy. They had great arms, but they ran out. It's called sports. It's called baseball in particular. Can't understand a word he's saying. Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable. Well, I don't know about it. I mean, obviously, I'm not involved.
He wants to know why the proclamation was signed in the dark.
I don't know when it was signed because I didn't sign it. Other people handled it.
Do any of these statements raise a question of cognitive ability? You be the judge. If my colleagues are truly interested in issues of presidential succession and disability under the...
That's what I'm saying. I like it because the Republicans will always have a counter argument. They have no shame. They can see all of those mishap. You can call them mishap or somebody who is like somebody who's losing it because of the age. And they will still say Donald Trump is a genius. That he does that because that is how he negotiates. That he uses that as what? Somebody said something one other time. Was it Donald Trump negotiates in chaos? I don't know if that's what the person said. But the good thing is, when they do that, they win. They get what they want. And the Democrats, they keep trying to be the party of common sense. They should keep being the party of common sense and see what happens. The next person to be the president of the United States after Donald Trump is still going to be a Republican. If they don't decide to fight them, like go mano a mano, trade those blows. When they lie, you lie. When they try to go on the defensive, go on the defensive instead of trying to be the party of common sense. Anyway, let me know what you think, guys. I'll see you guys. Cheers.